Andrew Golota October 20th at the Palace in Auburn Hills, Michigan. This provided he can catch his flight. Tyson missed his plane in Vegas and thus showed up late in Beverly Hills for the pre-fight news conference Thursday. Last time Tyson talked, he offered to eat Lennox Lewis's children. This time, well, he started by explaining why doctors have him swallowing antidepressant medication.
I'm on this Zoloft thing, right? But I'm on that to keep me from killing y'all. That's why I'm on that. I'm many things. Yeah, I'm a convicted rapist. I'm a hell raiser. I'm a father, a loving father. I'm a semi-good husband. You know what I mean? What? You know what I mean? I'm just a man out here trying to enjoy I was born poor. I ain't never had nothing, man. I don't know how to act, all right? I feel uncomfortable with the fact that he's not here and I can't say it in his face. But yeah, he's gonna feel some pain. I know probably he's mad. I ain't gonna wait on him. I wasn't no waiting game, but oh God, it's beautiful. It's a good day today, you know. But listen, right? Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I wish your mother hit me low. Yeah, hit me low. I wish he'd do that. It's on like a mother. Bring Andrew Golota on. Bring those guys. They can keep their title. I don't want their title. I want to strip them of their health. Because I'm in pain. I want them to see pain. I want their kids to see pain. Lennox Lewis, I want his kids to say, oh, Daddy, are you okay, Daddy? Yeah, I don't care about them because they don't care about me and my kids. It took me 34 years to realize the reason why most of these reporters are mad at me. I'm so, I'm going to use this vernacular. I'm so ghetto, right? I don't even realize these guys are jealous at me because I'm paid. I'm thinking they mad at me because I'm a black man. I didn't mad at me because I'm paid. And all these years I just realized that. I'm the stupidest person in the history of boxing. I have to be. Just to get that out a couple of days ago. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just keep getting paid.
And Tyson gets paid the more you pay per view. No belts at stake against Golota, but the winner could be in line for a title fight with David Tua winner. Not surprisingly, Michigan's Boxing Commission has expressed concern over Tyson's use of the antidepressant Zoloft and the fact that he stops taking it before fights.
Before we get to Ayala versus Tapia 2, a special reminder. Coming up later this month, an event full of the unknown, the curious, and the unpredictable. Anticipation engulfs the upcoming matchup between Mike Tyson and Andrew Golota.
4 big bouts in one incredible night, starting off with the baddest man of all, Mike Tyson. He's back and ready to unleash his brand of fury on Andrew Golota, a heavyweight who does whatever it takes to win. Plus, highly touted junior welterweight champion Zab Judah takes on Hector Quiros, the daughter of the greatest Layla Ali, and much more. Tyson versus Golota. This could get ugly. Friday, October 20th, live on pay-per-view.
Yeah, don't miss this event. It's Mike Tyson versus Andrew Golota. That's Friday, October 20th on SET pay-per-view from the Palace of Auburn Hills. Friday, October 20th. Back here with Bobby Ches, and based on their foul-plagued ring histories, people are really expecting the worst. But how do you think that fight will actually play out?
Steve, based on the craziness those men have displayed inside the ring and outside the ring, I've said it before, it could be the train wreck of the century. Both of these fighters could be fouling. Both of these fighters could force a great fight. Based on their styles, though, if you look at it and you break it down, Mike comes to fight, and Golota likes to fight. Golota's not a mover, not a jabber, not a sticker, not an outside quick guy. They're going to bang heads. They're going to explode. They're going to explode early, and it's never going anywhere near the distance.
It should be a dandy. One person who has a definite opinion about Tyson versus Golota is boxing commentator, writer, painter, and fight doctor Freddie Pacheco. It's time for the latest installment of The Doctor Is In.
The object of boxing, pure and simple, is to hurt your opponent. This violence is an integral part of the sport. It's what we pay for. It's what we cheer for. Trust me, no one in the history of the sport has walked out of a fight because it was too violent. However, ever since the Marquis de Queensberry introduced leather gloves and a list of regulations to the sweet science, we've tried to civilize the violence. We try to say this is a sport, not a brawl. We try to say the violence must be inflicted within the rules. We try to say that combatants can impose only just so much violence. But since boxing began, there are fighters who are considered dirty fighters. 2 great champions, Willie Pep and Sandy Sadler, staged a fight which is still considered an encyclopedia of dirty tactics today. And a fighter thought to be a saint today, Rocky Marciano, was considered the dirtiest of fighters in his day because he simply didn't know how to box, and all he did was show up for a mugging. In 2 weeks' time, Mike Tyson and Andrew Golota will climb into a ring. Both men have fragile personalities. Both men find it hard to control their rages, and both have histories of inflicting violence outside of the rules. Golota is known for his low blows, Tyson for his unpredictable behavior and shots after the bell, and folks, both of them have bitten opponents. What we have here is two walking disaster areas moving rapidly to a cataclysmic explosion. And the irony here is that the very thing that repulses boxing purists is the very thing that makes this fight a huge public attraction. Well, what will happen here? It won't be pretty, but I'll tell you one thing, I'm not going to miss it. This is The Fight Doctor, and this is my diagnosis.
You knew The Fight Doctor would have something to say about Tyson versus Golota as this crowd continues to go wild in anticipation of Ayala versus Tapia 2. Will they learn, though, Tyson and Golota, from their checkered pasts?
Well, Steve, I think they both learned that there are repercussions for bad behavior and that sanctions will be imposed. But once the bell rings, that could fly directly out the window for both of these guys. I think the unexpected is all we can expect.
Well, in preparation for Tyson, Golota's trainer Al Certo has instructed sparring partners to intentionally use roughhouse tactics. Certo says, if Golota wants to body slam Tyson, that's his business. I'm not teaching Golota anything he doesn't already know. Golota wrote the book himself. If you have to body slam Tyson, who cares? If Tyson wants to turn this into a wrestling match, let it be. Those quotes from a recent USA Today article. Now, we recently sat down with Mike Tyson to get his thoughts on the upcoming fight. So here's what he had to say.
He's tough and rugged and people. I'm not scared of these guys. These guys think they intimidate me, and they think that I think that they're scared. Oh well, if they're scared, that's on them. I'm gonna bring the pain to them, and that's all it is. Then we go see how tough you are. Tough guy. I like tough guys. All the time in prison, I always ran these guys. They were tough. When they were in, they ain't tough. When they get confronted, they ain't tough. When I bring that pain to them, they ain't tough. They ain't never. They think they know they've been around crazy niggas. Oh no, they don't know one. They don't know crazy nigga. No, they really don't.
Mike really has to let his feelings be known. He shouldn't hold back like that. That's right, the always unpredictable Mike Tyson facing the enigmatic Andrew Golota on Friday, October 20th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, live on pay-per-view from the Palace of Auburn Hills, just outside Detroit. Don't miss it. That's Friday, October 20th.
Meet Mr. Andrew Golota, the pride of Poland. 6'4", 244 pounds. 36-4-0, 29 by knockout. Favorite color? Black and blue. When Andrew Golota meets up with Mike Tyson, they won't be dancing the polka. Tyson, Golota. Friday, October 20th, live on pay-per-view.
You've heard that part in the referee's pre-fight instructions about men. Let's have a good, clean fight. Well, so have Mike Tyson and Andrew Golota. But as my wife so often tells me, honey, hearing and listening are two different things. Tyson and Golota have a long and ugly history of low blows and biting body parts. However, in their pre-bout news conference Tuesday, both said they will be on their best behavior, except for the part where they hit each other in the head really hard in Detroit on Friday night.
I've never did anything he's never done in the ring. So ask him that question. Well, ask him,
right.
White boy.
All right. Let's, any other questions?
But listen, he's over there laughing. We're up here laughing. Everybody's laughing. This is serious, though. He won't be laughing Friday. This is very serious. This is very, very serious.
It's a boxing. And you know what? I'm not cared about him, you know, just step to the ring and that's it.
To me, he's a little boy. To me, he's very small. 6'5", 240. But to me, he's very, very small.
Very small. A detailed list of these two's transgressions. Tyson fought to a no contest when he hit Orland Norris after the bell after his fight with Francois Botha. Tyson admitted to attempting to break Botha's arm during the fight, and then they had that whole Holyfield thing that made the news. On 2 occasions, Golota was disqualified for repeated low blows against Riddick Bowe, and Golota also had a biting incident on the record back in 1995.
At the Palace of Auburn Hills Friday night, Mike Tyson will battle Andrew Golota. Without question, it's sure to be a G thing. Great, goofy, or gross. Well, the kids don't say gross that much, Bob, but it's appropriate here. Well, the referee, Frank Garza, he has already gotten autographs from the 2 participants.
Tyson said it'll be his last fight. Our Nick Charles has more from Detroit.
Mike Tyson's quest to once again be king of the heavyweights has taken him to the Palace here at Auburn Hills. In need of a credible opponent, Tyson asked for Andrew Golota, and Friday night he'll get his wish. Thursday night, the two fighters took care of formalities at the weigh-in. Tyson was 222, Golota 240. And while he admitted to me that he's always afraid before his fights, Golota vows not to be intimidated by Tyson.
I think he knows what this is all about, you know. He doesn't come here, you know, to do anything stupid, you know. And I need to win. That's what it is.
Will you try to intimidate him, and how?
By smashing a bunch of right hand and left hooks on his jaw and ribs.
You're going right after him?
That's the only way I ever go after anyone. My mission is just to search, find him, destroy him, and just leave this game the way I want to.
Mike, a DQ could end your career. Will that change the way you fight?
It's not going to be a disqualification at all. Just in case he has the opportunity, he may accidentally die or something. Other than that, no.
So we're making too much out of these dirty tactics from him?
I'm not worried about him. I'm too good of a fighter. Even if he did 30 tactics, he could never beat me.
Final thing, yesterday you said in some ways you're not happy, you're weary of this, but now you're pulling on your armor. You're a gladiator. What does it feel like going into the heat of battle? Do you feel good now?
I feel great. I just love fighting, but this is the last one.
This is it. You're retiring after this?
Sir.
Joined now by boxing analyst Steve Farhood. Steve, Tyson was emphatic. He told me twice, this is it. Do you believe he's retiring?
Nick, I don't believe it for a nanosecond. If someone offers him $30 million for his next fight to fight Lennox Lewis, he'll be in the ring so fast your head will spin.
I'd like to see both happen. But why tell us now on the eve of Golota?
Well, let me give you some psychobabble. I hope this isn't the case, but if Tyson really believes this is his last fight, that may give him in his mind the freedom to do something crazy tomorrow night, because he'll say, I have nothing to lose, I'm not fighting anymore. I hope that's not the case.
Well, given the foul-filled tactics and the history of both guys, the referee could be a major player in this fight. Is Frank Garza up to the task, Steve?
Let's hope so. Frank Garza has refereed a grand total of 1 world championship fight before this one. Very upsetting that he asked both fighters for their autographs at the final press conference. That is not particularly professional.
Not cool. Golota's a top 10 fighter, Steve. But what gives him, in your mind, and what you see, a real chance to beat Mike Tyson?
He has the skills, Nick. He's beaten himself, most recently in the Michael Grant fight. If it comes down to skills and he gets out of the first couple of rounds, he has a real good chance to win this fight.
So who wins and why?
Well, I'm picking Tyson. I'm picking him fast. I think Golota will be real nervous. The nerves will come into play. Tyson will smell that like a shark. Bing, Golota's out of there.
We've seen Tyson's left hook. It's tremendous. I see the right coming into play. We both think it's going to be a short evening. For Steve Farhood, I'm Nick Charles in Detroit.
Well, as Steve said, Golota has a size advantage, 5 inches and 18 pounds. But if you saw Tyson walk up to him on Wednesday, you know the smaller man has absolutely no fear at all. And after being told what Golota weighed in at, Tyson told one of his handlers, you know, to me, just a little boy.
Thursday's weigh-in was not boring. With Mike Tyson around, they never are. Tyson says Friday night's fight with Andrew Golota will be his last. At least that's what he told Al Bernstein. Just like a lot of things Iron Mike says, not many people are taking him seriously. Said one Showtime exec, quote, a pig just flew over. So is Tyson really hanging him up? You be the judge.
I don't know anything about Golota, but basically what people have told me about him, and I saw him fight Riddick Bowe. Yeah. But this is my whole aura of fighting is just to attack the opponent. That's just what I'm looking forward to doing. If it goes 12 rounds, which I doubt, good. If it goes 1 round, good, or 5 rounds, good. This is my last fight. I'm finished after this.
Last fight ever? You're not going to fight after this fight?
Last one.
Not Lennox Lewis, not David Tua, no one?
The last one, sir.
When did you decide this?
This is the last one.
Mike Tyson just told us, and I asked him several times to repeat it, that this is his last fight. He's not going to fight anymore. Has he discussed that with you?
Well, no, he hasn't discussed it with me. But if that's his feeling, that's his feeling. You know, I'm with him 100%. If that's what he wants to do, if he wants to pack it in after this one, that's on him.
Tyson last fought June 24th in Scotland, a knockout of Lou Savary's 38 seconds into the first round. The 10-rounder is scheduled for the Palace at Auburn Hills. No title will be at stake, but the outcome will have a huge impact on both men. Golota needs a strong performance to prove he is more than just a street fighter who lacks heart.
Mike Tyson and Andrew Golota's fight Friday night carries the aura of celebrity death match without the claymation. As if the ear-biting, groin-punching, threats of offspring-consuming freak show typical of these two isn't enough to pique our prurient interest, Al Bernstein tells us there's the old school boxing ploy to hype the bout, too.
Who says official weigh-ins never produce news? Mike Tyson shocked all of us when after the weigh-in, he made an astonishing announcement.
This is my last fight. I'm finished after this.
Last fight ever? You're not going to fight after this fight?
The last one.
Not Lennox Lewis, not David Tua, no one?
This is the last one, sir.
When did you decide this?
This is the last one.
Has he discussed that with you, or are you surprised to hear that?
No, but I'm not surprised because he's been debating back and forth, and I believe at this moment that's how he feels.
It's a surprise, but, you know, I don't know. Mike has emotions and feelings just like everybody else. I mean, he could be upset about something right now, and I'm hoping that that's it because I signed on to win the title.
If Tyson beats Golota, his next fight would likely be for that world title against the winner of the November 11th Lennox Lewis-David Tua match. And it would provide a huge payday for Tyson, one of the biggest of his career. So why retire now?
I think Mike goes through a lot more than anyone else in boxing. Part his own doing, part contributed by other people, and it messes with a lot of his other life now outside boxing, and it's hard on him and it hurts.
I'm hoping that he'll change his mind, and it is just he's just a little upset right now, and that we get that title. As I said, that's why I signed on.
So is this for real, or is it simply a ploy to help sell this fight on pay-per-view? With any other fighter, I might say it is that ploy. But in the case of Mike Tyson, it's almost impossible to make him say anything, even something that will help the commerce of a fight. So if these are his genuine feelings, are they subject to change? Well, almost every boxer in history has retired and unretired at some point. One thing I'm sure of, when Mike Tyson came to this weigh-in, he was determined that this would be his last fight. In Auburn Hills, I'm Al Bernstein, ESPN.
All right, Al, thanks a lot, and we shall see. Tail of the tape, Golota's taller and heavier, also has the advantage in reach, which I'm sure you know he's used to reach down, if you know what I mean. Tyson has an edge in that scales and tape measures can't quite show. 36-0 with 32 knockouts in non-title bouts.
Welcome to Countdown to Tyson Golota. In the next 15 minutes, we'll take you behind the bouts and between the ropes with 4 of the principals on the big fight card of Friday, October 20th. Mike Tyson, Andrew Golota, Zab Judah, and Layla Ali. It all starts with the baddest man of all, the one heavyweight whose strangely charismatic act still commands the public's attention, Mike Tyson. At a recent pre-fight press conference in Beverly Hills, Tyson made headlines with his highly unusual behavior and bizarre, often objectionable pattern. He immediately addressed the problem of his medication.
Yeah, I'm on this Zoloft thing, right? But I'm on that to keep me from killing y'all. That's why I'm on that.
Undaunted, he then turned the tables on a glaring past indiscretion.
I'd like to ask Mike, does he regret saying that he wanted to eat Lennox Lewis's children after his last fight?
No.
Why not?
Because he doesn't have children.
He even tried to explain his incredible popularity as a major record-holding pay-per-view attraction in his own tortured yet brutally honest way.
But I'm sure there are 9 million people that watch me probably hate my guts. You know, most of them are probably white. But listen, right? But it's cool, though, right? Because I don't know, I probably hate them, too.
He still had a lot more on his mind, though, until he got to the subject of Andrew Golota.
I'm many things, you know. I'm many things. Yeah, I'm a convicted rapist. I'm a hell raiser. I'm a father, a loving father. I'm a semi-good husband. I was born poor. I ain't never had nothing. I don't know how to act, all right? Yeah, I'm a pretty much of a tyrant type. Yeah, that's who I am. I like to raise hell. It's going to get me in trouble or killed one day, but that's just who I am. I can't help it.
All of which somehow strangely brought him around to his free-swinging Polish opponent.
I don't care if I'm living or dying. I'm not a dysfunctional mother. I want to blaze. Yeah, bring Andrew Golota on. Bring those guys. They can keep their title. I don't want their title. I want to strip them of their health.
Regardless of his problems and past personal demons, Tyson still brings the supreme confidence of a brutal executioner with him every time he steps into the ring.
Bring him on. That's the man. Bring him on. I don't know anything about if he's the right fight at this particular time. Bring him on. Just bring him on. I'm feeling myself now since the last. I'm starting to feel myself.
And how does he react to charges that his opponent intends to load up his arsenal with a barrage of low blows?
I wish a mother hit me low. Yeah, hit me low. I wish he'd do that. It's on like a mother.
When one reporter dared suggest to the one-time champ that this fight might turn into a freak show, Tyson let him have it with both barrels.
You're a freak because you judge us and don't even have the audacity to face us. What is that? That a freak, a coward, a bitch, a punk? What are you? What are the people that do that? I don't know. You tell me what they are.
Of late, however, the former champ has been forced to come to some painful realizations.
I'm belligerent. I'm sometimes vicious and violent, but that's just because of what happened. Yo, anybody, look at my life. Look at me. I've been embarrassed, humiliation, degradation, and any other TION you can name that's negative, right?
Does Mike Tyson ever worry about his legacy?
They're never going to forget about me. The great-grandkids are going to say, wow, wasn't that a bizarre individual?
Tyson closed out things with his own personal philosophy of life.
Ain't nobody going to me. That's my man.
When Tyson gets into the ring on October 20th, he'll be staring across the canvas at a rough-and-tumble Warsaw native, notorious heavyweight banger Andrew Golota. Although known primarily as a brawler who tends to get out of control and play by his own rules, Golota's a strong stand-up European-style fighter who keeps coming at you with fast hands, a good jab, and a sturdy chin. But since many fans remember him primarily for his two famous disqualifications against Riddick Bowe in 1996, we asked Golota what exactly happened in those two fights.
I don't know what happened in the first fight, the Bowe, but what kept me, hitting him low, I don't know. I have no idea why. In the second fight was so crazy, I mean, both of us, went down. I didn't try to say it, what the hell I was doing, but the thing was, that fight was very hot, very crazy,
So now, how does the heavy-hitting challenger feel about finally squaring off with a formidable former champ?
It was one of the biggest fights, There's no question about it, It's like fighting the legend, and it's a big challenge for me. I can see the fight gonna be tough, that's what it is. I ain't gonna give up, in the fight, I don't think he's gonna do it too. It's gonna be a fight. Tough fight.
Going in, Golota realizes that, like himself, Tyson is the kind of fighter who does whatever it takes to win.
I don't know if you see Mike Tyson fights, previous fights, a lot of times he hits elbows, I mean, he got hit by elbows, he hit, not himself by elbows, he used a lot of elbows, to forearms, elbows, whatever it is, And I think it's gonna be the fight, that's why I just want to stay outside from him, I can't give up my game plan, but that's what it's gonna be,
Is he worried about taking on this most intimidating of foes?
Everybody's worried, in the fight is a heavyweight, everything could change, everything could happen, Just put it this way, I've been around, so not much gonna scare me.
And how does he see the results of this most important bout of his advancing career?
You know what? If I knew it, we wouldn't probably talk about it anymore. Be honest, I don't know. It's my last chance to stay on top, If I blow it, this is it.
Is there a happy ending to the Andrew Golota story?
Always better, if you win. Still a chance to fight for a championship. That's what I believe.
I feel like Tyson will hurt him. Golota ain't got the heart like he used to. And once he gets hit, I think it's going to be a crazy fight, but Tyson's got something to prove one more time. To put himself back in the role of another world title shot. And I feel once he hits Golota, he'll get all his respect right away.
It's an interesting fight, man. You don't know who's going to bite who or who's going to slam who. It's a good fight. I have to go with Tyson. Take Tyson on any heavyweight. And Tyson mentally prepared for each fight. Tyson, it's just Tyson. And Golota's Golota. It's just a good fight.
Well, I don't know. They probably would change some of the rules. They probably would fight in the ears, and then they got low blows and all this. Everything gonna go.
I think Tyson's definitely gonna win, or like anything else, Golota will do anything to get disqualified.
When Mike Tyson climbs through the ropes to face the powerful Polish heavyweight Andrew Golota on Friday, October 20th, a lot of questions will follow him into the ring. Can he ever be the Tyson of old? Has he made the total commitment to get back to the top? Is there a heavyweight championship in his future? Will he be back in control throughout the fight? Can Golota show him anything he's not prepared for? Is there any chance he could lose? Or should his savage 38-second assault of Lou Savary serve as a stiff warning to his big challenger? And what of Andrew Golota? Does he have what it takes to keep up with a Mike Tyson? Can he maintain his composure, fight his fight, and play by the rules? What will he do if the fight turns into a brawl? Can he take what Tyson can dish out? Is there any chance he will hit Tyson low? And will he be able to overcome the chilling Tyson intimidation factor? Questions and many others will be answered on Friday, October 20th, when Mike Tyson takes on Andrew Golota.
Thank you, Bob. And Tyson certainly added some drama yesterday with his announcement to Al Bernstein. Al will join us in a few minutes. Now, one of the focuses for this fight will be the man joining Tyson and Golota in the ring. That would be referee Frank Garza, who has officiated just one championship bout. And with fighters in the ring tonight who are known for low blows and high bites, it could be Garza that has his hands full.
It's in their hands. I'm not going to stop them from being the best that they can be. But my job is to stop them from being the worst that they can be.
I really don't think it's going to get that far, or we have to even deal with anything like that, because I'm sending Mike right out after the guy, and I have a strong feeling that he's going to have an anxiety attack, and it's going to be over with real quick.
Joined now by Al Bernstein. And Al, in the 3 years since the second Holyfield fight, Tyson has only fought 9 rounds. Now, obviously, that's part of the people he's been fighting, part of the strategy. What is it going to be like tonight, and how will Golota be able to stand the pressure?
Well, you know, that early pressure is going to be very important from Tyson. Tommy Brooks alluded to it. Andrew Golota, who we saw freeze against Lennox Lewis and lose in the very first round, is going to have to meet Mike Tyson with a stiff left jab. He's going to have to counterpunch him well. He's definitely the most powerful of the 4 fighters Tyson has faced since the Holyfield ear-biting incident, since he came back. So it gives Golota a chance to counterpunch, but Scotty's going to have to get through those early rounds.
What if he does get through those early rounds? What do you see?
Well, you know, the interesting thing about Tyson, to throw another stat out there, is that he has only been past 5 rounds 3 times since 1990, and he's lost 2 of those fights. That would seem to indicate that Andrew Golota might have the edge if this fight goes longer. He's been 10 rounds a number of times and won those fights. But we do remember against Michael Grant in the last fight he lost, Golota was ahead on all scorecards until late in the fight, the 10th round, when he got knocked down, got up, and it looked like he might be able to continue, but he didn't. So a longer fight would seem to favor Golota unless he finds a way to self-destruct again.
Now, Tyson surprised a lot of people with his announcement that this would be his last fight. What if this is? How do you see him going out, and how do you see him that affecting his fight tonight?
You know, even if it isn't, and he knows he's going to change his mind, just to have that in his mind, I think, could have bearing on his performance. We've seen fighters before suggest they're going to leave the sport, and inevitably, if they do it before their last fight, they do not perform as well in that last fight. There just isn't the same motivation. We'll see if that affects Tyson that way.
About 5 hours before the start of all the festivities here for Al Bernstein and Scott Walker. We'll be here all night. For now, we'll send it back to the studio.
Thank you, gentlemen. Tonight's fight is pay-per-view only, and if you don't want to spend the money but you want to follow the fight, then tune into ESPN News for round-by-round scoring. We'll let you know what you're missing, so you won't be missing it at all.
Thanks. All right, public service announcement here. Don't read anything into Mike Tyson's declaration that tonight's fight with Andrew Golota will be his last. Jay Larkin, the head of boxing for Showtime, when told of Tyson's comments, said, quote, "A pig just flew by." As for what'll fly tonight in Detroit, well, with these two, anything's possible. For more on what Tyson himself calls a freak show between the 2 dirtiest guys in the business, we bring in Scott Walker. Good luck, man.
This is my last fight. I'm finished after this.
Last fight ever? You're not going to fight after this fight?
Last one.
The ever-shocking Mike Tyson not only surprised our Al Bernstein with that comment, but also his trainer, Tommy Brooks, and his advisor, Shelley Finkel. Both said Tyson had not discussed retirement with them. Will Tyson stick to his word? Much like this fight, anything is possible. Both Tyson and Golota have had recent high-profile disqualifications. The man in charge of controlling the pair in the ring, referee Frank Garza, has never disqualified a fighter and has officiated just one championship bout.
It's in their hands. I'm not going to stop them from being the best that they can be.
but my job is to stop them from being the worst that they can be.
I really don't think it's going to get that far, or we have to even deal with anything like that, because I'm sending Mike right out after the guy, and I have a strong feeling that he's going to have an anxiety attack, and it's going to be over real quick.
Joined now by Al Bernstein. And Al, we know what Tyson's strategy will be. Is Golota equipped to handle that?
Mike Tyson is going to come out with both guns blazing. He is going to put a lot of pressure from the opening bell on Andrew Golota. What Golota can't do is what he did against Lennox Lewis. Freeze in the first round. He was knocked out immediately in that fight. Golota has got to meet the Tyson charge with a strong left jab, and he has a good one, and good counter punching. Now, if Andrew Golota can take this fight into the later rounds, he might be able to do some business, because Tyson has only been past 5 rounds 4 times since 1990, and interestingly, he lost 2 of those.
If this is Tyson's swan song, how will that affect his approach tonight?
Invariably, when a fighter says before a major fight, I'm thinking about retiring, his performance is less. For Mike Tyson, I think just the fact that he's talking about this could impact what he does this evening in a negative fashion.
As Shelley Finkel said, if this is his last fight, he will probably want to go out with a bang. Whatever happens, we will be here immediately with post-fight coverage. For now, let's send it back to the studio.
Scott now, and Scott, you may have summed it up best. Whatever happens, anything is possible. The fight's expected to start just after 11 o'clock Eastern. For round-by-round coverage, make sure you tune into the 11 o'clock Sports Center right here on ESPN.
Pressure and look to break up Golota with body shots and keep it clean.
It's not going to be a disqualification at all. Just in case he has the opportunity, he may accidentally die or something. Other than that, no.
So we're making too much out of these dirty tactics from him?
I'm not worried about him. I'm too good of a fighter. Even if he used dirty tactics, he could never beat me.
Final thing, yesterday you said in some ways you're not happy, you're weary of this, but now you're pulling on your armor. You're a gladiator. What does it feel like going into the heat of battle? Do you feel good now?
I feel great. I just love fighting, but this is the last one.
This is it. You're retiring after this?
Yes, sir.
I'm joined now by boxing analyst Steve Farhood. Steve, Tyson's been telling us personally for 2 days now, this is it. What's the latest theory you've heard?
Nick, the theory du jour is that Mike Tyson is doing the co-promoter of this fight, Tommy Hearns, a favor by trying to hype the gate a little bit, which has been disappointing. Regardless of why Mike Tyson has been saying this will be his last fight, don't buy it. If he wins this fight, someone's going to throw him $30 million to fight Lennox Lewis. He will not say no.
Key word always in a Tyson fight, intimidation. Tyson's strength, Golota's weakness, Steve. What do you expect? What should we look for in that case?
Well, the pasts are why so many people are picking Tyson by 1-round knockout. Look during the pre-fight moments. Look at Golota. Look at his body language. Does he look tight? Is he moving at all? Does he look fluid? If he's frozen, Tyson is the type of fighter that will take him out in 1 round. So that's really what you have to look for, Golota's pre-fight body language.
Well, we know Tyson's going for the quick KO. If he doesn't get it, what can we expect to unfold tactically? Let's look at both guys.
Well, if it's a fight, the first thing is for Golota to get out of that first round. Tyson, law of diminishing returns. The longer the fight goes, remember, he's only had 31 rounds of boxing since 1995, since he got out of jail. If the fight turns into a good tactical boxing match, Golota is a good combination puncher. From a distance, he's a great counter puncher with the right hand. Tyson punches wide. Golota will try to time him, step inside with his shots. And Golota may have the technical edge at that point.
He vows again, Tyson, to use his jabs and come in behind it, something we have really yet to see, Steve, but also go to the body. They were really working on that and that right hand. Now, can they defy the odds and make this a clean fight?
Well, we'd love to see that, but given the history of the two fighters, it's really hard to predict it. There are 2 things that will cause fouling in this fight: fatigue and frustration on both fighters' parts. The longer it goes, you start looking for that. What happens once one guy fouls? Does the other guy retaliate? And does the referee lose control of the fight? That's what we have to look for.
Expect the worst, hope for the best. For Steve Farhood, I'm Nick Charles in Auburn Hills, Michigan.
Thank you, gentlemen. Anything can happen, and usually does, with Tyson and Golota in the ring. CNNSI is your place to be for live post-fight coverage from the Palace of Auburn Hills, provided the building is still standing when it's over.